Hello, everyone, and welcome to Operation Meteor Weekly Report. This is where we recap the news and we talk about tournament events, Bandai announcement, card reveals, and anything else surrounding the Gundam Card Game and assembled by Bandai. I'd like to welcome a lot of new viewers. A lot of you have came over from Rainnite's community video the other day. I appreciate his shout out and welcome to all of you to come here. My name's Sal. I run this channel and the social media profiles to help keep people informed about the information surrounding the card game at the moment and hopefully assemble in the future. If you happen to find me through other means, welcome all the same. And then for those of you who have not already done so, I'm going to include a link to Rainnite's channel, so you can go like and subscribe to their stuff. They do plenty of great work for the Gundam Card Game, from deck profiles to getting winning deck information and talking about the game and keeping the conversation going. They also do a lot of awareness of other creators on the Gundam Card Game, so that way you can better inform yourself about what options you have to play the game with. And with that, we're going to go get started. I do typically 3 things a week with the Gundam Card Game information I get. Today we do the news recap, where I break down announcements, tournament results, and card reveals or any other things related to the card game. And then Fridays, we do the meta report, where I break down some tournament results, see how the trends are looking, and kind of moving the game forward that way. And the third thing I do is we do deck profiles. And we kind of take information about how you can mulligan, win ratios, flex cards, and I even sneak in some lore because I love talking about the Gundam IP. So today we're specifically focusing on the news portion of it. I do break this up into 3 sections: announcements, tournaments, and card reveals. So feel free to pick the one that you're here to watch. I know some people are on top of it, others need the full time. I try not to make these too long for that purpose. So let's move on with the first announcement. There is now a Gundam base in Chicago opening up this Friday, December 12th. This is amazing because for the first time in a while, we'll have a store that will offer Gunpla, some special Gundam card game stuff, a play arena, exhibit displays, and Gundam statues, all in one convenient location. So in some instances, they could be running promos that you can only get by going to the Gundam base and getting them there. So if you happen to be in the Chicago area, give it a look. Take some pictures, let us know how it goes, Sean, for opening up a store here in the United States. They're going to be open Sunday through Saturday, Monday through Saturday. Looks like their hours from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So if you happen to be in the area, or another friend that lives around there, hit them up and see what they tell you. Bandai Card Game Fest in Düsseldorf. There is a last chance qualifier on December 12th. If you happen to know a friend that is willing to at least step into the arena and help get you some of those great promo packs and give it a try, let them know. I was able to take a look last night. The tickets were on sale. I haven't had a chance to look today. And yeah, compete. You can make sure you secure a seat, get those promos, and probably flip it. I mean, if you live in the area, it wasn't too much. I think it was like 30 some odd euros, which isn't too bad for the promos. So let me easily go for double the amount. So I'll include a link to that below. We got restock news. This is huge because the big chief complaint right now is that starter decks are non-existent in multiple parts of the country and the world. So Bandai has confirmed that GDO2, Iron Blue, and Clan of Unity are re-entering the market in the month of December here in North America. We're looking at similar time between December and January for Europe, Oceania, December, January, and Latin America in January. Also, they are planning reprints of starter decks 1 through 4 coming soon. No date, but I'm hoping a spring arrival to coincide with the World Championships. Maybe sooner, hopefully, for those folks that are competing in Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, they are allowing people to do the purchasing of the Gundam card game differently this time. So my experience from when I went to Dallas was it was a first come, first served basis. It didn't matter if you were playing Gundam, One Piece, you were a general entry, didn't matter. This time you have to have a badge for the card game. I'm not sure if it's just that one or not, but you have to prove that you're going to Bandai Card Game Fest. 2, it's a random through, they're only allowing up to 4,000 people to purchase equipment. Not everything's guaranteed to be stocked, but at least you have a random chance of getting what you want should it get in card game. Other games like One Piece, Digimon, Dragon Ball, I don't think those have the same rules because you're just going to pick them up there. But Gundam, in order if you want to pick up stuff, make sure that if you're planning on going in a general entry or the last chance qualifier, that you do enter that entry so that way you have a chance to potentially buy the stuff. We're talking about the premium accessory kit, sleeves, and the Slam Marion playmat and card. So, all right. The event period will start, so you can enter December 8th, and the entry period ends December 14th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. People will be allowed to purchase their materials on December 16th to the 23rd. If you do not purchase and pay in full by that time, you're not guaranteed to get the product. And again, in order to get the stuff, you have to pick it up in person. You cannot have a proxy go get it for you. You can't send your sister, your dad, your significant other. You have to get it yourself. So fortunately, it's one of those that you have to go and get it. You just can't get it shipped. On tournament news, the rest of the world seems like we are finally getting our hands on Newtype Challenge Mission 3 starting December 26th. So check with your stores. They may have forgotten this because they thought they were only doing one set store championship for the whole set and not two. I know my store was like, wait, there's a third challenge coming up. So this should go live 2 weeks before. So that should put us pretty much at, let's say Eastern time, midnight this Friday. And winners will get a alternate art of the Cubile. Top 4 will get a Hamon card. Participation gets an all-range attack. So if you want to get your hands on those cards, double check your app. Spaces are limited based on the area that you're in. Okay, let's talk about tournament results because there's a little bit to cover here. We got information from the region in Chile. It was a 1-year rush deck. I could not find the player's name yet, and I'm hoping they come forward in some sort of social media or corresponds with another creator. 1-year rush, not too much of a shock. It's usually that or green white, which in a regional in Melbourne, they ended up winning with the Wing Zero Breach deck. So pretty conventional. If you've seen the meta report, we know that those two decks are the most representative with the highest win. Now, let's talk about Orlando. For the first time this set, we now have a rogue deck that won a regional. And it was a red-blue aggro by a player named Dandy, who did extremely well. They built a secondary deck and had a friend play it, and it got 4th. It would have been 2nd place if not for a deck check. I had a friend that ended up playing in the Orlando tournament. Their name is Shade Blades. They end up getting 20th, so great job on their performance for one. And two, this is what they had to say about their experience in Orlando. They had over 800 entries on the app, but not everyone who registered showed up. So realistically, the player base was between 500 to 700 players. They did a 9 round of Swiss, no top cut, meaning that no matter what you did, what your record was at the end of the day meant that was your placing. So if you were undefeated like Dandy, you were automatically first place. And if you were next one, you likely got to the top 12. And if you were 2 losses, depending on where those losses, there was a chance for you to bubble into the top 16. Those top 16 ended up getting an invite to the national qualifier at Bandai Game Fest in Las Vegas. We also have information that we had deck check losses, meaning that the deck that they submitted and what they played with did not match. They ended up in a round loss. We also had people taking losses on the floor due to having multi-deck boxes, meaning that they had a box that fit 2 decks, which is a no-no. And there was also issues with sleeves from multiple people, meaning that there was little nicks, chips or something, and it happens unfortunately. Now, the interesting part about this was that at this regional, there apparently was a lot of new folks. My friend Tradeblade ended up helping someone resave their deck because they didn't realize that you couldn't have the clear penny sleeves, you had to have opaque. So a lot of new faces have these things, which is great. I'm glad to see that we've got players who've never participated in a large event competing in this. Makes me hopeful that the game will continue to grow and attract new players, even though we have our issues. But don't take that with too much of a negativity, because this is typical of most card games in their first year. There was no live stream. So the way that Bandai handles regionals is that they partner with a third-party group, and it's up to them to decide if they're going to set up a stream for it or not. Bandai Card Fest are different because that's handled directly with a first-party group that Bandai contracts, but these other regionals, they can choose to stream or not. It's unfortunate this one isn't, but Gundam being new, it probably takes them a minute to kind of try to find someone to cast with the streaming information and get that all put together. So just throwing it out there, if anyone is running a large tournament and needs someone to commentate, I wouldn't mind spending a couple hours helping that out so we can keep this game going and talk about this game at a higher level. And finally, the other issues were typical, that people were not reporting their results once the match was over, so it stalled time between rounds, making the day a little longer. So overall, it didn't seem like we had too many issues. Sound like the judges were doing well enough to keep everything moving, and they were done within a respectable amount of time. Moving on. Japan, Newtype Mission 3 results are in. So Japan started their Newtype mission slightly faster than what we did. So the breakdown that they had for the last week is 31.1% was playing green-white, 21.2 on blue-green, 13.2 on blue-purple, 11.5 on white-red, 11.2 on blue-white, 6% on green-red, 4.1 on blue-red, and 1.7 others. So similar to what we've seen in other Newtype missions, or sorry, other events. These are kind of the same numbers we're kind of seeing consistently. People are still kind of hanging on those things. So with that being said, I'm going to dive into more on Friday, but I do want to recommend the fact that blue-red deck that won in Orlando and caused a huge scene in the sense that it sent a shockwave through the whole community is something to applaud, because usually this is about the time in a meta, we're about 6 weeks into 2 months into it, that we finally see someone cracking the thing. So this is where knowing what the meta looks like, having an idea of deck composition goes, and then finding those gaps in the armor to do that. So their deck really did do that. So take a look at it, see if you can understand. If not, I have a link to their video describing their strategy around it, so that way you get an idea of how they prepared for the day at regionals to go 9-0 on that. Finally, let's get to our card reveals. We got quite a few here. Go back basically to last Wednesday. So starting with the CGS Mobile Worker command type. Purple, level 2, cost 2, 0 AP, 2 HP, Tekkaden. Once per turn, during your turn, when this unit receives effect damage, deploy 1 rested CGS Mobile Worker Tekkaden trait, 1 AP, 1 HP unit token. Tier and high mobility type. White, level 2, cost 2, 3 AP, 1 HP, trait superpower block, link pair with Sergei Smirnov. During link, destroyed, return the card paired with this unit to your hand. Sarah Zabrio, blue, level 3, cost 1, plus 1 AP, plus 1 HP, has the Titans, Jupitrus, and Newtype trait. First, add this card to your hand. When linked, choose 1 enemy unit that's level 3 or lower and rest it. G-Bouncer, green, level 4, cost 3, 4 AP, 3 HP, Earth Federation trait. Link pairs with Earth Federation trait. When you place an EX resource, choose 1 of your Age System units. It gains high maneuver during this turn. Gundam Dynamis. Green, level 3, cost 2, 3 AP, 3 HP, Celestial Being, and GN Drive traits. Link pairs with Lock on Stratos. Valiant. Red, level 3, cost 2, 2 AP, 4 HP, new UNE. When you have a token in play, this unit gets AP +1. Gundam Curios, Flight Mode. Green level 2, cost 2, 3 AP, 1 HP. Celestial Being, GN Drive traits, link pairs with Alleluia or Hallelujah have to them. Diverse. Purple level 5, cost 4, 2 AP, 5 HP. UE, Vegan traits. Deploy, you may choose one X rounder card from your trash and add it to your hand. If you do, discard one. So it's interesting that we're starting to see more of our traits from set 1 and 2 get fleshed out a bit more. We're seeing that both more Gundam Age stuff comes out with the fact that we have a G bouncer that helps out our age systems a little bit more. We've got more Titans that's going to help out. Sarah's effect is going to be really handy for resting units. The fact that it's level 3 is not based off of HP or AP will help out. And then we've got an interesting card in the high mobility type with Sergei, because that means you can just crash him into something and you just get the card back. So it helps you get over a hump. It's a rush character that you get for free. So some of these other ones, the vanilla Celestial Being cards will be kind of interesting. They actually got something that Clan is missing by large members of the community, which is a level 2 card that can actually do something. You can crack a base with it. So it's something that a lot of people say that Clan's missing, and they get it in Celestial Being. Logcom Stratus, Gundam Vanilla. You need filler cards. Can't make everything a powerful thing, but I have a sneaky suspicion that that's going to get an LR. It's going to make it way worth it. And with that, I've got nothing else new for you. We'll be back with a meta report on Friday, hopefully. If not, it'll be... might actually put that together Thursday night and get it posted earlier Friday, since I've got an event Friday night. And then I'm going to try to put out a let's build an age deck together video, kind of troubleshooting some of the things that we've got going on when trying to build a deck that's not meta, because I think it's an important skill to start building, especially if you look at how these guys did our Orlando. They did the right thing. They found what was working, what wasn't for the meta, and finding cards that fit their plan. So with that, I have nothing else. Have a great week. And as always, we end it. Go forth, Gundam team.